Hello YouTube, it's me. So sorry I haven't recorded in forever. I've been really busy living my life. But I noticed that I got a lot of responses from my Black Butler's, I think it's season 2, video talking about why it's so awesome. So I thought that I would do another video, not about Black Butler, but about another one of my favorite animes, Death Note. Okay, so if you haven't seen Death Note, here's a warning: don't watch this video. I don't want to hear you boo-hooing about how I spoiled things for you. I warned you. Alright, so first I'm going to talk about the season 1 characters, and then I'm going to talk about season 2 characters. And have a little warning in between so that all of you know to stop watching the video if, you haven't seen anything yet. Okay, so the first person that we should probably talk about is the main character, Light Yagami. Light, what can I say about Light? He's a genius, in my eyes at least. He's very smart for his age. I believe he's a senior in high school, and he's very intelligent. He's wise beyond his years. He has this air about him that is just not like a better than you kind of mentality, but more a deep thinker kind of way he presents himself. The thing that I like about Light is that when he gets the Death Note, or finds the Death Note, that after his initial freak out with Ryuk, the Shinigami, sorry, that he takes that moment to freak out, and then he steps back and really thinks about what he's holding on to and how much power he has in a notebook, and then he comes up with this diabolical plan to kill the evil people of the world. And in a way, I think, well, my feelings at the time were, this guy is either crazy, or maybe he really is the definition of vigilante justice. Maybe he is some sort of superhero. Maybe he is going to rid the world of these evil people, and it won't be evil to do so. And he becomes the hero of the story. Him and Ryuk. Ryuk's funny. I like I like his obsession with apples and his snide comments and just how much of a smartass he is. When he talks to Light, you're like, ooh, what are you gonna do next? Ooh, what are you gonna do now? And it's like, oh, humans are so boring. Oh, I hate dealing with humans. They're so stupid when it comes to Death Notes. And then he meets Light, and he's like, oh, well, this will be interesting. And it's not, oh my gosh, this human's gonna do some terrible things. He doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. He's like, whatever. I don't care what you do with your life. It was his Death Note, but he did it so that some human would pick it up and he would have something to do. So the whole anime in general, just from the first episode of Light finding the Death Note and meeting Ryuk, it's very dark and sadistic, and just, it gives you this feeling of like, not sadness. It's not sadness, but it's definitely a feeling of doom. And you don't know if it's a good doom or a bad doom. The next character I would like to introduce is L. Um, L is, or Ryuzaki, whatever you want to call him. You know, that guy that sits funny in chairs and eats a lot of sweets and is a Mac genius and is the world's greatest detective. I mean, L is incredible. And before they introduced L into the series, I thought Light was, you know, the bomb diggity, thought he was the greatest, and he was my, my favorite character. Ooh. Sorry, there was a bug. And Light was my favorite character, and then I met L, or they introduced L. You know, I didn't like meet him, like shake his hand, like, hey, how's it going? You know, no. And as they were introducing L and getting more into his story and his contributions to the case, the Kira case, and I kind of fell in love with L. Like, not that, oh, he's smarter than Light, or, you know, like, it had nothing to do with him physically or mentally. It had to do with his personality and the way that he carries himself. He also does not, well, Light kind of trickles into the holier-than-thou God complex, where he walks around like everybody is inferior. Where L, I mean, he knows that he's smart, but he still asks for help. He still wants others' opinions. He still wants to not be the only one contributing to a case. Because he knows that he has limitations because he's human. Which I like that too, because sometimes in anime I find that they over-exaggerate everything. You know, it's animation, why wouldn't you? It's not real life, you know, why would you make anything real? The next two characters I would like to talk about are Misa-Misa and Rem. Misa-Misa is Kira, number 2, and her Shinigami is Rem. And they work together to take out more criminals, and Light's not doing anything. This is not him. So when Light joined L in the Kira case, and the second Kira appears, and L figured out that it was a second Kira, I flipped. I mean, I didn't even see it coming. Like, oh, this must be a second Kira, you know, like, and, I mean, when Light was like, this isn't my doing, it's a second Kira, and L just, like, you know, comes in, like, it's a second Kira. Done. And everybody else like, what? I love it. And I love how sometimes L is one step ahead of Light, and sometimes Light is one step ahead of L, and it goes back and forth. So some episodes, I feel that Light is the hero, and L is a meanie, but he's, you know, the bad guy. And then it could literally be the next episode, and I flip it on its head, and L's the hero and Light's the villain. And that's the other thing I like about the show. But anyway, so Misa-Misa, she is a model. She's really annoying, and okay, personally, I don't care for her because she has this high voice. She can be really cute at sometimes, like, and really clever and, like, insightful. But there are times, majority of the time, she is not very insightful. She is a nuisance, and I don't blame Light for being like, oh my god, I'm just gonna tag, you know, let her tag along for a little while, just gonna rope her in. And then after that, I'm gonna dump her on her ass. and that he planned on killing her at one point, and Rem said, you know, like, if you kill Misa, I'll kill you. And Rem knew that she would die. That Rem would die if she died for a human, to save a human's life, or in revenge of a human dying. So, but I like that she loves Misa. I think that's really sweet. And the whole dynamic between Light's plans that involve Misa and Ryuk and Rem, like, all first season. Towards the end of the first season, it gets like really confusing, and because like at the point where Misa-Misa and Light are in prison being watched by L, and Light had set up for Ryuk to take the death note from him when he says, like, take it away, whatever. And when that happens, when a human gives a death note back to the rightful owner, to the god of death, then all of their memory of having the death note is erased. And I thought that was a really smart plan, because to prove that he was innocent, he wrote down weeks in advance all these names of these criminals, but he left about like a 2-week span of when no criminals were being killed, and he used Misa's death note and his death note, and they wrote down all these criminals and all these names at different times for like months, so that he could have enough time to give the death note back to Ryuk and forget everything and have L believe him. And then Ryuk knew when to let Light touch the death note to get his memory back. That was just, it was crazy. But yeah. So I'm actually kind of surprised that Light, I get those two mixed up. Like I said, they're interchangeable in my mind. I like that Light kind of kept Misa-Misa around for a long time, because it was a smart strategy, I believe. The next person I want to talk about really briefly is Matsuda. He is I don't know if he's a police officer or if he's a detective. I want to say he's a detective. And what he does is, checking a text. What he does, he's the rookie, and he's funny because he always says something really stupid, and everybody's like, "Shut up, Matsuda!" God, like, he'll just be like, "What?" And he's got this little innocent look on his face. It's just so cute, and I just want to throw him in there. Okay. Changing gears, I'm going to season 2. Now, I'm warning you, if you have not seen season 2, stop watching this video. You don't need to see it anymore. You're fine. You got this. Go watch season 2, come back. Watch the other half of this. For the rest of you that have seen season 2, I'm going to talk about 3 people. And only 3 people. Because they're the most important people. Well, at the beginning of season 2, they recap that L is dead, and that was crazy too, by the way, that L died. I also wanted to say that part after I warned people about that I was talking about the second season, because a friend of mine, someone told them that L died, and they said it didn't ruin it for them, but that would have ruined it for me. It really would have. And so, because L is dead, he has put aside two people, and one will be his predecessor. And he was supposed to pick a predecessor before he passed, but because he didn't know that he was going to die, he didn't pick a predecessor. So there's two kids, Mello and Near. Mello is an interesting one. Mello is kind of crazy, despite his name, which I think is... I really hope that they were doing that on purpose, like for irony. Like, his name is Mello, but he's anything but a mellow person. He's obsessed with chocolate. He eats it all the time, like the big Hershey chocolate bars. And he wears, like, leather, and he's so pissed because Near is more like L. So Near becomes L's predecessor and takes over the Kira case. Because, I mean, you look at Near, and he looks like a extremely pale, like way paler version, dressed all in white hair. He just looks like an albino version of L. He sits the same way, he eats the same way, he talks on the phone the same way, he holds up his phone like this, just like L does. He does he talks in, like, super intelligent speak, and it's obvious that Near is the better person to precede L. I mean, it's a clear choice, and yet Mello freaks out because he's jealous. And Mello is like 15 or so, and I don't know how old Near is, to be honest with you. He looks 12 to me, which wouldn't surprise me, because if he's just like L, of course he would be extremely intelligent at 12 and, like, go above and beyond a 15-year-old that's trying to be in the same situation. Near becomes N. That's his new name, just like L is L. Which makes me wonder, is L's real name, does it begin with an L like Near, like N is Near? I don't know, we'll never know, because they never tell you what L's real name is. I don't think. I'm gonna go back and check and, you know, update you, but as far as I know, they don't tell you. And the whole second season is a heck of a lot darker. I mean, the opening theme for the second season is to heavy metal music. It's dark, and which is fitting. The heavy metal music is very fitting for the second season. L is dead. Light is older. Misa is older. And then Near and Mello come into the picture. Also with Mello is his friend Matt, and Matt's really cute. He wears, like, this really fuzzy jacket and these goggles, these really round goggles with that are like red. Oh my gosh, he rides a motorcycle, and that's pretty sexy. So, unfortunately, Matt isn't in a lot of stuff, but there is a lot of shipping going on between Mello and Matt. Like, they're some sort of, like, they should seriously probs be a gay couple. It'd just be so cute, in my opinion, because their dynamic is, it's suggested. It really is. I don't care what anybody says. It's suggested. The way that Mello kind of hangs all over Matt, and yeah, even though Matt's not in it a lot, but yeah, one more surprising thing. Now, if you have not seen all, and I mean all, of Death Note, every single episode, Season 1, Season 2, the last episode of Season 2, if you have not seen it, stop right now, because I'm about to ruin your day. Stop it. Stop this video. Carry on. Alright. Now, if you have seen all of Death Note, like I have, you know like I know. But Nier, not only did he have what L left behind of the Kira case, he's kind of smarter than L. Not smarter, but he thinks differently, and yet he thinks the same. Nier is 5 steps ahead of Light instead of 1 or 2 steps like L was. Nier figured things out like that. He pieced everything together so quickly. I don't even remember how long season 2 is, but it's I swear to God, it's shorter than season 1. And if it's not, I apologize for being wrong. But the final episode of Death Note season 2 blew my mind. Blew my mind out of the water, clear across the universe, like, blew it. When Nier finally caught up to Light, there was a part of me, I swear to God, that didn't want Light, like, didn't want Nier to win, even though I knew that Nier was right. Nier was the good guy. I thought I was like, you SOB, this, that, I'm screaming at the TV. Thank God my parents weren't home. But, like, I'm, like, yelling, no, you can't do this. And when it happened, and then Light realized he was backed into a corner, and Nier won. Nier had won, and he realized it. He snapped like a twig! He fell off the crazy train! Like, oh my gosh. When he lost it, that was like the most disturbing shit I've ever seen. Scared me to death. And then he's running, and they're shooting him. And he's full of bullets, and he's still running because of the adrenaline rush. He finally lays down, and Ryuk's next to him, and he's like, Light, I told you, when you're all done with this, I'll be writing your name in this Death Note. And he's like, yeah, I know. And it was touching. I knew that Nier had won, and I knew that it was good, and I knew that, yay, Kira's dead. But at the same time, I bawled. Just like I cried when Elle died. I bawled and bawled and bawled, because even though Light was crazy, I fell in love with him. I fell in love with his character. I fell in love with who he was and who he was trying to be. And I mean, he was trying to do the right thing, but it went too far. It went too far, and he was in too deep, and the only way that he was going to get out of it was dying. And that's kind of what made me really sad inside. But, okay. Well, that's all for today. Next time, I'm thinking about either talking about one of 3 animes. Inuyasha, Ouran High School Host Club, or, oh, I had it was on the tip of my tongue, Soul Eater. There we go. If you want, you can write a comment and say which one you would like me to talk about, or if you have any more suggestions for animes that I should watch, or animes that I should comment on. If you like what you see, please leave a comment, like it, view it, show your friends, show your family, I don't care. Also, please comment on who's your favorite character of Death Note, what was your favorite part, what shocked you the most. Tell me about your experience with Death Note. Also, one more quick thing before I go. If you don't already know this, they have live action movies of the Death Note series. I believe that there's 3 movies. The first movie is about half of the first season. The second movie is, it's all about L, pretty much, and it's where the first movie left off. I believe it ends in the second season, or a little bit into the second season, because I know that L dies in that movie. And the third movie is the rest of the second season. So if you want to look that up, it is in Japanese, so you're going to have to use subtitles, but it's totally worth it. I saw the first movie. I thought it was really good. The CGI for Ryuk is really weird, kind of creepy, but what are you going to do? So, alright, well, like I said, comment, like it, favorite it, subscribe to me, and I hope all of you have a wonderful day, and if you like me enough, go look at my other videos. Alright, have a great day, and I'll see you next time, YouTube. Bye!